Let me get this straight. Physicists think that the universe is expanding? Who came up with that idea? That would be the same as saying that the Earth is flat and that the sun goes around us. That really doesn't make any sense. Let's take a look at this a little bit closer. We're all familiar with the idea that the Earth orbits the sun. Our next layer of experience, we see that the sun orbits the center of the galaxy. Doesn't it just make sense that our entire universe, or perception of the universe, would be in an orbit too? Let's now look at an orbit through time and see how time dilations and Lorentz contractions stretch our perception. At our most raw experience, we have a consciousness orbiting through a field of energy. From our last video, we saw that our perception of time was related to the expansion of the universe. Let's now look at an orbit through time. As we orbit, our perceptions are being stretched and crunched into existence. Matter and light are only differentiated when they are being perceived. There really is no difference between matter and light. It's just a result of your accelerative reference frame. So you'd see, as we drift closer to the center of time, matter would become more dense and the universe would look like it's expanding more and more. How does this giant vortex of energy relate to our conscious harmonics and our perception? So it's all harmonic resonance. At the most fundamental level, our consciousness is tuned to a vortex of energy. We've got a delta wave, a theta wave, an alpha wave, a beta wave, and then we have slow and fast gammas. And in order to have an experience, they need to harmonize with the field of energy that exists. This leads to harmonizing with specific distances from the center of our greatest orbit. The inner energies and outer energies create our wall of perception. This shows that our entire perceivable universe exists at a certain distance away from the center of time. I wonder if there's universes that exist more inward and universes that could exist more outward. How big is our perception? In the book, The Liquid Light State Universe, we said that on average, humans take a picture of reality 60 times in a second. So that becomes 1/60th of a second. If you multiply that by the speed of light, you see that it's 5 times 10 to the 6 meters. But we live in a sphere, right? So you multiply that by 2 and you get the diameter of the longest wave perceivable, meaning the longest wave that can actually exist within our conscious snapshot, if you were to consider a standing wave. And so what that is a 1 times 10 to the 7 meter wave. In the crystal of time, what we notice is that there's habitable zones related to acceleration towards center at light speed. So in time atom, what we do is we get the longest brainwave perceivable, which is the 1.25 hertz delta wave, and we wrap it around the center of time. We say, what would be the diameter of a 1.2 hertz wave if it's accelerating towards the center, but orbiting, right? So you know the time is 1.25 hertz. You know the acceleration is the speed of light. You know the distance is 2 pi r divided by the time. So therefore, you can say that A, meaning your acceleration, is equal to v squared over r, and you get a radius. When you do that, you realize that that radius of the longest wave perceivable, you multiply that by 2, you get your diameter. That matched perfectly to 1 times 10 to the 7 meters as the longest wave perceivable, which ended up being your delta wave, your brain wave. So from that concept alone, you can create something called the table of universes, where you see that each one of your conscious harmonics relates to a certain orbit around the center of time. The next theoretical one would be the Aliverse at 160 hertz. Have we just uncovered wheels within wheels? We see every time that you double a conscious harmonic, your perceivable experience becomes thicker and more full. You're able to harmonize with more and more of the energy that exists within time. I wonder if there's a way to harmonize our alpha and beta state to another layer of reality, or if we could increase our brain harmony to be tuned to one of those layers. One thing that we notice is that each layer is 1/4 of the diameter of the wave above it. For every delta, 4 thetas fit across. For every theta, 4 alphas. For every alpha, 4 betas, then 4 slow gammas, and 4 fast gammas. This is, in a way, is our perceivable field of information when it comes to harmonizing within the vortex of time. Consider this to be like human consciousness, plugged into the universe. I wonder if we could put a lens between them. There have to be a system that could stretch or crunch and spin space in order to have it match our natural harmonic resonances. I wonder if the UAP are coming from the denser realms of experience.